Here it is, folks, the book. It's with great excitement I get to share this with you in these series of short videos. My name's Daniela Falecki, and I'm the founder and director of Teacher Wellbeing. And this is my first book that I've written on my own, which I'm super excited to share with you. So get set, get started. Let me take you through a few different things. So basically, the book's in two different parts. The first part is helping people understand what actually is educator wellbeing and why is it important. And then the second part are a set of strategies of, well, how do I do it? What can I do to actually strengthen my wellbeing? But before I get into that, I want to give you a bit of an insight into how the book came about. It was in my head for about 10 years, and it took me about 2.5 to 3 years to write. And some people say they write books in 3 months. I don't know how they do that, but good for you. If you can do it that way, my hat goes off to you. That was not the case for me. My ideas are many, and being able to streamline them and articulate them in a common sense way has been basically my main priority. And so it took me a lot of time to do that. It was basically brain dump, and then what I like to call the spiral of reflection, redo, reflection, redo, reflection, redo, making sure there was some research in there, but not too much, so you don't get complicated. But then also making sure it was really practical and common sense stuff too. Um, and here it is. And I want to say a big shout out to Amber Press, Alicia Cohen at Amber Press, because without you and without your company, this simply would not happen. So thank you so much. But give you a bit of an insight into the book. It's simple pictures, activities, models to help you explain things, a few different stories as well. But one of the parts that I sort of talk about at the start is what poor well-being actually looks like. And I talk about the seven dire states, if you like, where we feel disconnected from what's happening around us. We feel disengaged. We're putting a lot of work in, but sometimes we start to question, why do I need to be doing this? We feel detached. We say we live in our little silo, our own classroom, and we think we're the only one experiencing hardship or the only one experiencing high demands. We have a sense of dutifulness, where we have a should or a must or a have to, and we feel compelled to overcare. So I'll talk about that a little bit as well. And then there's some disappointment because we feel like we're doing all we can, and sometimes we feel disappointed by the system or disappointed by leadership decisions, and we feel disappointed with so much out of our control. And at the core of all of that is feeling devalued, where I feel like I'm just not appreciated for everything that I do. And then when that continues, we then start to feel a little bit demoralized. And so I talk about these sorts of things in the book, but then also I give you an opportunity to say, well, what does this mean for you? Because we know that you can read the book, but if nothing changes, nothing changes. And so as I go through different strategies, I share with you a Thrive model. And Thrive is an acronym that stands for, well, let's have a look at the, I love all the little pictures as well. So Thrive is we've got time. So I share with you 6 strategies of what does it mean to manage time and understand time. And the truth is, a little tip, a little secret, manage your energy, not your time. And I talk to you about that in the book as well. Then, of course, head. What's this inner critic? The imposter syndrome, our thinking traps, all the stuff, all the stories that we tell ourselves. So I go through 6 strategies for that as well. Then, of course, relationships. We need to prioritize connection before content. Then celebrating impact. We work really hard. So why not celebrate our hard work? And how do we actually value ourselves before really thinking about other people not valuing us? And then values, what is important to me and what's my why statement. And the last one is emotions, because teaching is an emotional vocation. So how do I regulate my emotions? How do I turn them on? How do I turn them off? How do I manage them? How do I celebrate the highs? How do I navigate the lows? So I'm going to be sharing a couple of different strategies with you as I move through this series of videos. I'll take you through each of the chapters. If you'd like a copy of the book, you can pop onto my website, teacher-wellbeing.com.au. You can get it through Amazon, Booktopia, lots of other different places, and of course at Amber Press itself. So stay tuned. I hope you join me on the journey.